Great Grand Rising, Great Grand Rising. Welcome to another one. In today's video, we will be discussing the energy for the month of August 2024. As you can see, I have forgotten to record an introduction with my beautiful face. So you are honored to hear my voice in the early hours of the morning with the birds chirping in the background. So, in this video, we're looking at the energies for August 2024, which is a very potent, high energy month. A lot going on. I was not expecting the subjects that Spirit was going to speak of. During the recording, Yeshua came through, and Yeshua, Jesus Christ, is the one who speaks mainly. However, Mother Mary was present and the Council of Light as well, hence the light language at the beginning. So I hope you enjoy, you receive guidance from it, and see you on another one.
Okay, I'm going to start off with light language. I can tell that my speech is getting mumbled because they're trying to speak to me right now. So I want to get this out of the way and then we can continue. So this is the representation of the energy for August 2024 in light language form. Okay. I keep hearing rebellion. Assert light. Focus on light. That's how it dispels darkness. Whatever darkness is in your life, in our collective lives, because there are a lot of things going on right now. So this represents levels of understanding. Let me see if I can bring this closer. Hold on. Oop, that's way too close. Hold on. Okay, yeah, we can bring this closer. This represents the level of understanding. Let me just let them speak through me because we are one Zion and Yeshua. And it is our pleasure to come forth to bring the messages regarding the energy of the month of August of the year 2024 on this timeline of this earth. Understand that this month is full of insurgence, rebellion. It's full of chaos. It's the eruption of the volcano that has been asleep. Full of revelations, abundance of truth, abundance of truth, abundance of ideas, and also misinterpretation of what is real. Many will forge a path to allow the truth to be revealed, the truth of the people, the truth of the land, the truth of groups assembling together, making their voices heard. We do not object in expression of dissatisfaction, frustration. However, it is important to note that all beings are divine beings, and within them they have the power. And dwelling in the same speech over and over again creates a decline in open roads of communication. When there is rebellion, whether it be within ourselves or in groups, and right now you are seeing many groups rebel, however justified they are, because the counterpart wants to keep power, will lift a wall to object to this expression of dissatisfaction, unworthiness, repression. And as you emerge in a new era, it is important to note the divine law that exists on this plane, on this earth, of as above, so below, so within, so without. Whatever is within appears manifest without. And we shall explore the archetypes of the energies emerging for this month. July has already opened the road to mass rebellion, mass explosion of expression. It was trickling for years, 6 years and even decades before. 6 years. 6. And now we are on the cusp of a revolution worldwide of your earth. The light must be expressed, and that is our focus today. Okay, so we are still speaking of rebellion. They still are showing me rebellion. They're showing me so much that was encased in a box, given and provided to the collective. And instead of simply sitting, it started flowing. And how can we say that? It spilled. It spilled out. And the mind was unable to completely accept what was given. For what was given was not of the light from the divine. Since we live in a world of duality, understand that it was coming from the other side. The veil is thinning, and we are revealing ourselves more and more. Therefore, the truth is being revealed more and more. There are less and less barriers, And there are more and more openings for every single human being to see through the lies. Understand that when we speak of these lies, there are not only the lies that are manifest in this world from organizations, from corporations, from agencies and establishments. There are lies that are seeped in every single individual on this planet. Whether they be the lies picked up from society, from said authorities, there are also lies that are coming from the ego self, the shadow self. And this month is about no longer the suppression of these lies. It is the recognition of these lies and the acceptance of them being lies, and no longer appreciating them and changing them into truth so it could fit into the box. So now, let us see what else. Oh, okay. Let me see. Let me see what else. Let me see what else. Okay, let us see what else. So, I'm gonna start off with what they told me. So they told me, so I had come forth. So now it was Yeshua and I don't remember who was the Council of Light. So Yeshua came forth, the Council of Light came forth, and when I pre-channeled, because I pre-channeled, I wrote it down. Let me see, yeah, I wrote it down. This is who came forth. So there was Yeshua, and also Mother Mary. And then I heard chakra. And I was like, what do you mean by chakra? And then Yeshua, by the way, when I say Yeshua, I'm speaking of Jesus. Yeshua came forth and says, yes, we're talking about the energetic system. And what he says about the energetic system of the chakra system, what he's explaining is that collectively there's a imbalance. I hear improper use of certain chakras created an imbalance. And what they said is that the root chakra is deeply affected for this time, and also the heart chakra. And then I asked them to reiterate what they meant by that. And they said that lesser beings and thoughts are invading the minds of others, and rebellion ensued. So that's what they were talking about, the rebellion ensued. And it could be rebellion in the sense of it's twofold, because again, we're talking about the world being a reflection of what's happening within every single individual, within you, within a collective, and collectively what's happening within is appearing without, because we are co-creators and we have the ability to create what it is that comes into our mind, and whatever we focus on, we attract, we create, we manifest, because we are co-created. Again, we are divine beings who have been given the ability to create. However, we have used this ability, misused it, and are creating things that are less than desirable, let's just say. So they're speaking of this. They're also speaking of how with the chakras being in balance, it is creating everything that we are seeing at this time, and we will see unfolded throughout the month of August and September, but we're focusing on August. So more and more, I don't know if you're aware, I don't watch the news, but somehow it follows me. I'm still informed. And there are rebellions in several different countries. There is major battle that are coming forth and are in current development in the Middle East. There's been a takeover, and in which country was that? Was it Bangladesh? I believe it was Bangladesh, but I can stand corrected. Let me check. My computer is here. Was it Bangladesh? I'm typing on a keyboard that's not even connected to Bangladesh. Yeah, Bangladesh. So the prime minister, who has been a prime minister for 15 years, was forced to resign, flees the country due to protest, and they've taken over her home, I believe. Anyways, all this to say, rebellion. That's the word that kept coming, rebellion and chaos. But it is destructive, because all of this was based on and built upon a system which feeds on fear. And fear, at the time, provided a sense of control of the authorities controlling the masses. Fear is a way to control. It is a magnet, this is what they're telling me, a magnet for suppression, for what are they saying? For this is what's coming up, mind control, if it makes sense. Again, I do not know the story or the history of the country. We're using this as a analogy, and also as a picture of what can come and will come in the following month, weeks to come. Okay? So they mentioned that, and they also, when I say they, Yeshua, Mother Mary, and the Council of Light. So they mentioned lesser beings and thoughts are invading the minds of others, and rebellion ensued. I read that. And I was very hesitant to address this, because why? It is part of the duality of our world, and this is the way we understand the world we live in. And in order for our species to resonate with higher beings and higher light and higher consciousness, we must use duality as an understanding for you. in explaining the reality of this world. Okay, so Yeshua continues and explains that for it is a representation of what is currently embodied individually, as above so below, as within so without. The mirror effect is at play at all times, here and now, on this plane. So again, what is within is manifested without, through thoughts, words, energy. Okay? Then Yeshua follows on to say that the main chakras affected at this time, planetary chakras, collective chakras, individual chakras, are root, sacral, heart, and throat. These are the 4 ones that are affected at this time. Knowing this, it is important to make sure that you are balancing your chakras and making sure that mind, body, and soul are completely aligned. He goes on to say that the head, the mind, is severed from the rest of the body. So there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect. It's what they're showing me is they're showing me a person, they're showing me to give me the imagery, a person yelling like this. It's very raw, it's very primitive, it feels very lower chakra system and not upper. That's what it feels like, and that's what it looks like. So they're using the throat to express, but it's not connected to the heart nor the mind. And when we address the mind, I am Yeshua, when we address the mind, we are addressing the higher mind, not the intellectual mind, not the logical mind. We are addressing the divine mind, the emotional mind, the mental mind, connected to the divine mind, not the one connected to the body, which is the vessel, which is a tool. And you are not the body. You have a body. And through this body, you may express the light. You may also express the shadow, which is overtaken by the ego. I hope that makes sense. That's what they're saying. So, just reading my notes. So he continues on to say that it is time to reconnect the self and disconnect from, and he used that word, the matrix. So everything you're seeing, which is creating a vicious circle. So you have these feelings, you have these thoughts, you have these ideas. I hear malnourished, they're malnourished. Therefore, they're not coming from the light, they're coming from the ego aspect, the ego mind. So they're malnourished, they're being quote unquote expressed, and they manifest into form. And you see the form, let's say the rebellion or the high prices of food or gas or whatever. And then you think you get mad or angry or whatever it is, but the thing is, you already felt that way. and it just appeared and manifested as that. And now it's time to reconnect and understand that everything, and this is what they said, the pursuit of happiness is within, the pursuit of love is within, the pursuit of abundance is within, the pursuit of harmony is within. So within, as within, so without. It starts within. And the emphasis of this energy for this month is within. It will always be an emphasis. It will always be said. It will always be a focus. Somehow for August 2024, it is a major focus because we are going to be bombarded by events, things that are happening, people making comments, videos, articles, so many things that are going to spin and spin and spin around. You find your center. Find your center. Do not allow yourself to get drained, and that's the word, drained, by the spewing of more of that. And once you connect and center, you'll be able to disconnect from they're showing me from the mirage. That's what they're showing me, the mirage, and connect to the light. So time to reconnect to self and disconnect from the matrix. You are being bombarded by astral projections. I know it sounds weird, astral projections, that's what they said, of current world economic and political unrest. And he underlined the word unrest. And he had me say unrest equals chaos. But this is happening in order for us to see that this is not sustainable. This way of wanting control and power is not sustainable. It has to crumble at some point. Is it going to be done within the next weeks, months, years, decades, centuries? It's a process. Everything is a process. But bit by bit, the pieces are being dismantled, removed. And that's what you're doing also. Pieces being removed, changes happening in your life for the better. So you can see truly what's behind the veil. What's within yourself. Make sense? What else did they say? Oh, we already understand that you feel unrest. The world exposes unrest. You see you witness the unrest and are shocked or bewildered. Then believe that the emotion manifesting from you are caused by the unrest seen, which is not the case. Believe me when we say the unrest is due to active imbalance in your heart and mind. There is a disconnect. Sorry, I'm touching the cards and I'm just, because I'm going to pull some cards afterwards. Everything that emanates from you is within, from within. Prepare, I don't want to read that though. Prepare for mass disruption of structures believed to be true and trustworthy. That's what they're saying. Delay denial and question within. Meaning, when you'll read, you'll read or you will be exposed to what is being said, we have tendency to not believe it to be true, but it will be in fact true. It's like there's a huge bomb of truth coming out for some reason. So whenever you see it or you hear it, we'll have we will have tendency to deny it and be like, no, we don't believe it. It's not true. It's a bunch of whatever. But Spirit or Yeshua is saying, delay that response and start questioning and go within. How does this, first of all, is this true for me? How does this affect me in the sense of what does it represent for me? What is it showing me about myself? Because everything is a representation of you. It's a manifestation of what's happening within. So that's why we are invoking the reconnect within thyself. Self with a capital S. Not the little self, the self. And then they said insurgents. Insurgents for August. Okay, so this is my question. They're saying, how do you prepare for this? What do you mean prepare for this? Okay, they're telling me to use another deck of cards instead of the one that I wanted to use. Huh? But okay, well, okay. So they're showing me this. Can you see it? Oh yeah, you can see it. And I hope I'll be able to reverse it later on. Is it possible? I hope so. Anyways, so they're showing me this. Okay, funny enough, both cards are showing me fire. And you know what? In order to make this easier for me and for you, I'm just going to switch the view. And we're back. Okay, so I have to remove something. Let me... Okay, so I just did a big breath. Sorry. All right. Chaos, disruption, burning of what we thought was true. Burning of the institutions, burning of the lies, burning of symbols that once represented so much for all of us, for individuals, for countries, for groups, just burning it as a symbol of their rebellion. They're telling me about an event that happened in history. Let me see if I can find a burning. I'm trying to find it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I remember. They gave me the name. Let me see if I can find it. me see. Okay. I don't know why they're referring to this. They're referring to Stalin. Which is weird. Stalin? This is weird. Something about Stalin and burning. I keep wanting to type in the keyboard, but it's not the right keyboard I'm using. Listen. About a fire that started. Anyways, that's a reference. Burning. Burning of symbols and constructs, if that makes sense. That's what they're showing me. That's what they're telling me about August. It feels like there's a lot of that. There's also, it's bringing an end of an era, an end of a system. And for some reason, it brings, that's why the card is here. That's what happens afterwards. A settling, a relief, and some sort of comfort. Because there was so much unrest, and now afterwards, not that it becomes completely, this is what they're showing me. So after, I'll give you the example. So after the Jasper fire in Alberta, you see the consequences of it. It's completely bare, it's disseminated, and there's ashes everywhere. That's what they're showing me. They're showing me that when you realize what has taken place, when you realize the damage that was done, in that sense, that damage is like a tower moment. It's just crumbling down in order for everything to be rebuilt anew, differently, with different pieces, different materials, different system than the ones that were used previously, that are no longer sustainable. Make sense? I didn't know I was going to do all this weird reading. I thought we were going to talk about energies of August. I guess that's what it is, the energy of August. Now, two more. So what this does and brings, it brings a new wind, new light, an unveiling. It's the missing puzzle, because they're showing me this, they're pointing to this. It's bringing light to what is missing in building what needs to be built. So, see, on an individual path, collectively and individually, whatever you've been ignoring, whatever lies untruth from the ego, will come to the surface, or has come already to the surface, and now you're facing it, right? You're facing it. And now it's the time to shed light onto it and completely destroy it. And you don't destroy it with violence, incoherent communication, because incoherent communication stems from the fear, the anger, and not connecting mind and heart and soul, like all your systems together. It's being exposed and it's coming to the surface for you to create anew. And that's the cycle. It's like the cycle: you are born, you live, and then you transition. And then that's the cycle. It starts over again and over again and over again. The cycle of life. That's the cycle of your evolution as a divine being. Because there's the onion, you're peeling the onion and it keeps peeling and peeling. Like there's always something to shed. There's always something to release. There's always something to let go. Whether it be an idea, a person, a conviction, a belief, a thought, there is always something to let go. And it's bringing light to it. Then we have this. It's bringing change. Oh, can you see it? It's bringing change. It has to bring change. It has no choice to do so. And do you see how it's funny, because I saw a crow, a raven, in a vision representing death, always looming around, because there's a cycle of life in our evolution to take place. And this month, we're emphasizing this cycle. You can see how it's desolate, it feels abandoned, it feels like it's been destroyed, and it's being taken to change and remodel, rebuild. And again, this speaks of what Yeshua was saying. Your inner is your outer is an expression, an extension of the inner. In the manifestation community, they speak of Neville, and Neville says, everyone is you pushed out. Not only everyone is a reflection of you, but the entire world is a reflection of you in some way, shape, or form. It may be different for everyone, but at this time of our evolution, our collective evolution, what is happening around the world is a reflection of each and every one of us, of the collective. So this year, this month, this time in which we live in, everything is coming to the surface. The things that you thought you dealt with coming up to the surface. Relationships that you haven't dealt with coming up to the surface. Things from past coming up to the surface, to be forgiven and released. Forgiven and released. And it's now time to manifest clarity, harmony, because it's a big month. It's 888. So we have the portal of 888 this Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Thursday. And then you also have it on the 17th and the 26th of August. They're all 888 portals. And it's often often associated with prosperity and abundance, and it's time to manifest the abundance of harmony, of love, of serenity, of peace of mind, peace in everything that you do, abundance in everything that you do, live, the people you are around. It could be money also if you want it. We all want money. Money's good, of course. For some reason, I'm getting more peace than. This is what they're telling me: peace within, liberating oneself of burdens of the mind, burdens of the world, burdens of the thoughts and systems put in place by the ego mind. The release of all of these creates space in the within. And when that space is available within, automatically, it opens up for an abundance of joy, love, harmony, and peace. When you are at peace, by releasing these unwanted thoughts, burdening thoughts, you are opening oneself to the abundance of the universe that we, as oneness, are more than happy to provide. So yeah, there's that. So now let me see what is, let me place this in a way that you guys might be able to see or not see at all, because it's so okay, let me start again. I have these circle cards and I don't, it's so difficult to, let me move the mouse. Let me see. Oh. Okay, so two fell. All right, what do we have? Okay. The prayer, it's a way to collapse time. It's a way to shut the world outside and incubate, commune with the divine. It allows one to be amongst the stars and remember their source and open themselves to liberating themselves from the attachments of this world. And when you come out of this cocoon of communing with the divine, you are never left without the divine. You are always with the divine. Now they're showing me the infinite sign. This is abundance. This is eternity. This is your true self. You are abundant. You are abundance. You are in harmony with the divine source. Always. It's a matter of connecting again with the divine. Prayer is the bridge to commune with the divine. It's the bridge to communicate with others. It is the bridge that brings together all of life. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Anything else? So we covered what to expect. They keep speaking of like the energies. Anything else you would like to share or clarify? Anything else? Stop here. So this came out. The warrior. It's time to stop focusing so much on the material, which is the outside world. It's time to deny the ego thought's power. It's time to recalibrate. It's time to center. Because right now, what's been happening was that you became a, how do you say that? What's the word? Searching for the word. Give me a moment. Target, that's the word. Became a target for all these thoughts, for all these persecution. Persecution, that's the word that's coming up. Persecution. And it's the persecution of oneself, so your ego self persecuting your being, but you're associating yourself with the ego not acknowledging the light that's within. For some of you, not everyone's like that, but a lot of us are like that. Let's be real. Even when you have done a lot of work, a lot of healing, a lot of all of the things in order to better yourself, and you're at a better place emotionally, physically, spiritually, but there's always more. There's always more. It's like an onion with infinite layers. And there's still a target. And you think the target is you, but the ego is not targeting you. It's trying to control you, but it's not targeting you. Because whatever the ego is saying is a lie. And lies have no power. They really don't. It's showing up, and seeing it, acknowledging it as untrue, and letting the ego know that you will no longer take its word for it. And now it's going within centering, using the target to center. Flip it, change it to become a symbol of centering. No more attack. You don't need all these weapons. You don't need to fight. You don't need to fight. Simply surrender to light. And everything that you've been desiring, that you secretly been wanting, can come to you at that point because you've surrendered. And in surrendering, there is forgiving yourself for believing that you are unworthy, forgiving yourself for believing that you're not enough, forgiving yourself for not reaching the expectations of others, forgiving yourself for believing that you were the title, that you are the job position, that you are the car, the things, the status. It's letting go of all of this, forgiving yourself for that, and reminding yourself that you are not a body, you have a body. You are not a car, you have a car. Or you don't have a car, it doesn't really matter. That you are not the level of education, that you do not have to fit the expectations or societal construct, whether it comes from society, from your parents, from the family union, all tribes, just different tribes, putting rules in place in order to not feel alone, have control, make sure that it's the survival of the tribe, because if one person comes out of the tribe and doesn't, it's as if the tribe disseminates and they're not strong anymore. It's not true. It's not true. It makes it stronger. It makes it stronger. It makes it stronger. It makes it stronger. So let me see if there's anything else. Let's go back to integrity. They're saying integrity. That's what I'm hearing, integrity. Oh, they're showing it to me. Okay. Can I find it here? They're pointing out something that has to do with integrity. And I believe it's a prayer. Yeah, they're telling me to use that. Give me a moment. Apologies. And there it is. So integrity is, this is based from a book of prayer and affirmation from Yonah Vincent. It's called Masterpiece. And this is how integrity is defined. Truthfulness, I can't say the word for some reason. Reliability, honesty, fairness. So truthfulness, reliability, honesty, and fairness. Incorruptibility, honesty, and fairness, which is the principle of integrity. Congruence between thought, word, and action. Remember Yeshua spirit was saying to there was a disconnect and we're trying to reconnect, make one once again. Integrity is also the principle of the moral code that is essential to personal growth and spiritual development. So I will end this with this prayer. Please note that the word God is there. If you want to replace it by something else, please feel free to do so. Today, dear God, guide me to walk the path of doing the right thing. I choose to do what feels right in my heart. I choose to do what is right according to your perfect plan for my life. I choose to do what is right for the highest good of everyone involved. Right thought, right action, right response. Please show me how. I rest in thee, and so it is. Ashe.